Welcome back to What's the Context with your host, Natan Bufoli. I hope you're having a good morning, a good day, or even a nice night. And today, we're going to be talking about the Jeffrey Epstein case and why we're still talking about it, even though this occurred back in 2018 and 2019. Why is it dividing Make America Great Again Republicans? And why is it undermining Trump's own political influence? So let me start with giving you a quick overview of what occurred in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Jeffrey Epstein was allegedly running a high-level prostitution ring to give influential and wealthy friends and buddies access to diddle little girls and potentially little boys. So today, though, Trump is trying to undermine that whole case because apparently he does not want to release the Jeffrey Epstein case. He doesn't want to release it, or maybe it doesn't exist. Those are Trump's own words. Frankly, I think he has to release it. And here's why I'm going to tell you why he has to. So, first, let me describe Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is a very cautious man. He's a man who takes certain actions to make sure he saves his own skin. Back in 2008 and 2009, he was charged with prostitution charge. But in the investigation, it was revealed he would videotape and wiretap his entire household, and specifically videotape the bathrooms and bedrooms. And he would take those video recordings and audio recordings, put them on a CD disc, and name it by saying like Prince Edward plus little girl's name. And he had a stack of these CDs in a safe when the FBI raided his house. So this is a very interesting man. He creates insurance policies to make sure that if anyone wants to break ranks and reveal the high-level prostitution ring, he has something to shut them up. So right now, everyone's debating, specifically Republicans are debating whether Trump should release the list, if Trump's name is on the list, or if someone connected to Trump is on this fabled Jeffrey Epstein list. From my point of view, I think Trump overplayed his hand. Trump attempted to run on a conspiracy theory platform back in 2024 and somewhat in the 2020 campaign, specifically the conspiracy theory of QAnon. If you don't know what QAnon is, bless your heart. You do not need to know. It is a toxic mix of conspiracy theories from all over the internet, from all over history. Let's just start with the basics. It talks about how Democrats are devil-worshipping child eaters, and how Pizzagate, how talking about pizza was a way to, I guess, hide the fact that they were doing a high-level prostitution ring, basically implying that Democrats are pedophiles and that they are just not only wrong in terms of their policy choices, but extremely morally wrong when it comes to their life choices. So why did Trump overplay his hand? Because he ran on this platform that the Democrats are not releasing the Epstein list of all the people who he provided services to in the course of, little kids, and that the Democrats do not want to release the list because Obama's name might be on the list, Biden's name might be on the list, and of course, crooked Hillary's name is on the list. But today, he has the opportunity to release the list. And what does he do? Here's what he did. He went on Truth Social, his favorite social media platform, because he's banned on every other media platform, and said, "Excuse me, boys and gals, why are we getting so chippy? Why are we getting so jumpy? Why are we worried about what happened in 2018 and 2019 when I'm doing so much for the country today? In the first 100 days, I've accomplished more than 100 years of past political leaders. So his argument is like this. If I had a wife, I would go to my wife and say, hey, I know I cheated on you yesterday, but that was in the past. Look what I'm doing today. I'm washing the dishes. I made you breakfast. I even cleaned the bedroom. But that's not how memory works. Trump can't just wish away this like a magic wand. But he's trying to. I gotta give him credit. He's really trying to make sure that this Epstein client list hysteria goes under the rug and is forgotten in the trash bin of history. But it's not going to be forgotten because he ran on it heavily in his 2024 campaign. So what's going on right now? You got his base demanding that he release the list. You have people tweeting saying, me, my family, and my children depend on you to make sure there's no longer any pedophiles in government. Why do these people who voted for you, Donald Trump, have to beg you to do the right thing? Release the list. But why won't he release the list? Now, this is where we're going to go into the realm of, I guess, theories. Nothing I'm going to say is backed by any evidence. Just by how I'm viewing the situation. Trump is trying to undermine this whole situation. He doesn't want to release the list. Doesn't want to release the list, obviously. But why doesn't he want to do it? Well, I think he doesn't want to do it because I think at least someone he's connected to might be on that list. It's either someone who's in his cabinet, someone who had a personal relationship in the past, or maybe his own family members. But whatever the reason is, it doesn't look good. It looks like he's trying to hide. He's trying to run away from this and pretend that it never existed. But the thing is that the QAnon conspiracy theory voters that he aggressively targeted in his 2024 campaign don't buy it. They were led to think that the deep state does not want to release the list because there's Democrats in this. But now today, Republicans, specifically a Republican president, doesn't want to release the list. Why not? It's easy. An intern can release a document to the public. But no, he doesn't want to do it. He's too busy trying to do trade deals with China, which he almost explodes and wrecks it after at least like 30 seconds, or maybe because his mood changed. And he's also worried about, deporting immigrants. But no, doesn't want to talk about this. Judgment is coming. He needs to talk about it because his base depends upon it. His base is led to believe that the conspiracy theory of QAnon is true. And that's the best thing. That's the best thing a conspiracy theorist can have happen to them. Imagine this. You read deeply into a conspiracy theory. You read about it all the time. You believe in it. You think everyone else is stupid and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But you're correct. But you don't have the evidence. But the person who supports you or allegedly supports you in this conspiracy theory, who has the keys to make it clear that you are correct, that the deep state doesn't want this list to be released because there's Democrats. But now you don't have that opportunity to be proven correct because you have a president who allegedly thinks that the list doesn't exist anymore. That's not important. It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. Being wishy-washy. by using his tricks in his long years of on The Apprentice. He's using tricks of saying one thing yesterday, but then the opposite thing tomorrow. It's not going to work this time, because now your base is heavily and emotionally involved in this Jeffrey Epstein list. And it's morally wrong to not release the list. Morally wrong. To not expose the pedophiles that might be in our government or in our business community. Imagine this. You might be voting for a politician, or you might be listening to a CEO who might have participated in child prostitution. And yet, the most powerful man in the nation has the opportunity to give you the information to make sure that you are not giving your time and energy, and most importantly, your vote to people who might be pedophiles. But no, he wants to switch the narrative from his tweet, the same tweet I discussed earlier. He blames the Epstein list on the fault. It was written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration, end quote. So it was written by all these crooked Democrats. So that's why the list is fake. It's not real, because it's a political witch hunt. It's written by a bunch of Democrats, and they probably put in a bunch of Republican names in there. So if I release the list, it's going to make my party look bad. That's the spin story he's trying to pitch to the American people. Unfortunately, the American people are a lot smarter than Trump believes them to be. Because now you got Republicans in Congress demanding that Trump release the list. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is telling Trump, we have to release the list. You ran on it. It's a campaign promise. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can break promises, but when a promise is so easy to do, such as releasing a document, it looks very suspicious if you don't do it. Trump is disappointing his base time and time again. And this is just an example of what he does all the time. I don't understand why people keep on being manipulated by him. He always says something and then does the opposite. He always says he's going to do something and doesn't do it. Come on now. We have to catch along sometime. Despite it all, the January 6th, the 2016 campaign where he was dragging everyone's name through the mud, his Sleepy Joe insults, Crooked Hillary insults, the Russian emails, there's so many examples. But the one thing that's uniting his base, that the Democrats are morally corrupt and are pedophiles, and he has the evidence, allegedly, to prove them right, doesn't release it. So now we have some theories. Elon Musk tweeted, but he deleted his tweet, that the reason why Trump is not releasing the list is because Trump's name is on that very list. Think about it. I want you to research right now. Pause the video, research right now. Donald Trump and Epstein. Go to Google Images, and what will you see? You will see Donald Trump and Epstein being best buds, hanging out, laughing, chilling at a party at Mar-a-Lago. That doesn't seem like he doesn't know Epstein. It seems like he has a very good relationship with Epstein. Go on Wikipedia as well while you're at it. Jeffrey Epstein's Wikipedia. Look into his personal life. It will show that Donald Trump and Epstein had years of constant communication. They were seen to be wingmans. They were living it up in the nightlife, being best buds, going through the town, having fun. But now today, he doesn't want it. He wants to ignore it, because now he knows it's going to bite him in the butt. All those fun parties at Epstein's Island, at Epstein's mansion, now it's coming back to haunt him. And his base wants him to face the music. You're being judged, Donald Trump. Not by the Democrats. You already know that. Democrats judge you all the time. But the Republicans, that's dangerous. Now you should be. And he is worried. You think a man who is so calm and chill like Donald Trump isn't worried in this situation where his entire political power, his control over the base, the MAGA Republicans, is dwindling every second he doesn't release the Epstein list, where you have Republicans in Congress demanding, all the way up to the Speaker of the House, demanding he release the list. Something fishy's going on. Then look at who he is surrounding himself with. In particular, Kash Patel, the FBI chief, and the deputy FBI chief, Dan, I'm gonna butcher this, Bongino. Both of them followed this QAnon conspiracy. Specifically, Kash Patel. His whole claim to fame is that he's a conspiracy theorist and he's going to go into the deep state using the tools of the FBI to go in, take them out, kill the deep state perpetrators, and save the American people from the stranglehold that the Democrats and the deep state have on America. But now, Kash Patel doesn't know what to do. You don't hear anything from Kash Patel. Why is that? He was so aggressive to release the Epstein case, to expose the corruption. But now, not a peep, because they're closing ranks. The whole cabinet is closing ranks, circling the wagons. You don't hear a peep from them. Then let's look at the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, back in February, beginning of February, said, I have the Epstein client list, the assassination documents regarding Martin Luther King, and the assassination information regarding JFK. They're all on my desk, just waiting to be released. Don't you worry about it. I'm going to release them. Back in February. Then she went on to invite right-wing podcasters and influencers into the White House and give them like a binder full of information on the Epstein case and client list. Unfortunately, everything within that binder could be found online. It was nothing new. So she just deceived her supporters. So what's going on now? Pam Bondi is now being told to step down by Republicans in Congress if she does not release the Epstein client list. But Trump is supporting her. Trump is saying she's doing a wonderful job. She's fighting crime. She's fighting immigrants. You know, she's doing her job. She's doing great. That's irrelevant. People don't want to care if she's doing a good job. People care about the Epstein list. She's not releasing it. So should she step down? I think she should. If she's not willing to release the Epstein list, what's your role in the office? What's your role here? What's your role in this organization if you're not going to follow what your base is going to do? As a president, you got to follow what your voters demand from you. That's why you're in the presidency. But if you're not even going to listen to your voters when they're saying, hey, we voted for you. We voted for you so you can put a stop to all these pedophiles in such high leadership positions. But no, they don't want to do that. So what is potentially going to happen? Here's my theory. I think Trump is going to understand the gravity of the situation, if he doesn't already. And he has to find a scapegoat. Because he can't blame himself. Hell no. That's not going to happen. His ego's too big to blame himself. He's going to look at Pam Bondi. Hey, you're out. And I need you to take all the blame. Because that's what happens when you get close to Trump. Despite her impressive track record, she was Attorney General in Florida. She's a lawyer. You know, she has to be very smart, of course. But now all her reputation is in the trash can. That's what happens when you get close to Trump. Despite all the reputation, all the good brownie points you have accumulated throughout your career and your life, once you get within 5 feet of Trump, you might as well throw your reputation away. It gets tarnished. It breaks up your family. Now, Pam Bondi's in the same situation. She finds herself on a cliff. And Donald Trump is going to kick her off that cliff because he can't go down. He can't be seen as being the cause of this. No. It's going to be her fault, her life on the line. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't think the list is going to be released. I think there's too much at stake. And frankly, I think someone close to Donald Trump might be on the list. Elon Musk thinks Donald Trump himself is on the list. I wouldn't be surprised because him and Jeffrey Epstein were best buds. You can just look at the images. So this is a time of reckoning. And I think the Democrats have a great chance to counterattack this wonderful opportunity, this moment of weakness. And they are attacking. Thank God Hakeem Jeffries, in the House Democratic leader, is saying you must release the list. You must. It would be an insult to the American people not to release the list. I'm not quoting directly. Paraphrase. So I think the Democrats have a great opportunity. I think this can help them in the midterms. If they can run on this, that Donald Trump, time and time again, lies to his voters, deceives them. And when the time comes for him to face the music and fulfill his promises, what does he do? He blames the voters. He says, you guys, you gals and boys, implying that their unruly children are doing too much. You're worried too much about the past. Worry about what I'm doing right now. I'm the greatest president since George Washington. I might even be better than George Washington, honestly. Like, George Washington, he was a loser. But me, I'm a winner because I'm a billionaire. It's laughable. Frankly, it's disappointing. And I feel bad for the Republican voters who have to deal with this time and time again. Giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. When does it end? If there's any Republicans watching, think, how many chances have you given Donald Trump? And think about how many chances you've given your best friend, your boss, your coworker. But you give Donald Trump so much benefit of the doubt. Wake up. He doesn't care about you. He does not. He doesn't care about anyone besides himself. Doesn't. Well, that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. I highly recommend you look into the Jeffrey Epstein story. Just look into Wikipedia. Oh man, it is crazy how much that this guy was able to get away with. Think about it. In 2008, 2009, he was able to leave jail 6 days a week and go to his mansion in Palm Springs and go work like he wasn't even in jail. He even paid the sheriff of the county where the jail was located, I think $30,000 to provide him with upscale prison accommodations. So was he really in jail or was he in a resort? Like, come on now. Like if I get to leave jail 6 days a week and I get to have accommodations like I'm in a resort, take me to jail. It's crazy. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. And remember, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And please look into the Jeffrey Epstein case. It will blow your mind how deep this goes. Have a nice day.